What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to some Dungeon Defenders 2. Lots of new players playing DD2 over this holiday, and just kind of wanted to get this little message out there to any brand new or returning players. One of the challenges with DD2 is it is an older game now. It is the current system as we know it with shards and mods has been here since shortly after launch in 2017, and effectively, for the most part, has had very little changes since then. With that in mind, finding a build you want to use is pretty easy to do. You're going to find them all over YouTube. You're going to find them on Discord. There's a bazillion different little combinations of the best shards and mods to get the best results out there. However, as a brand new player, to put it in comparison to like a Diablo or Path of Exile game, if anyone's familiar with those, you're looking at a build that requires a mage blood, or you're looking at a build that requires uber uniques. These builds are just not going to be the same without getting those items, and the same can be said for all of the 10 out of 10 mod setups in Dungeon Defenders 2. Now, of course, we see mods everywhere we go. We gravitate towards collecting mods and re-rolling our mods to get them right. However, it makes it very, very easy for a new player to skip over the basic building block in the game, and that is no mod matters at all until you get the right shards. It's just all there is to it. Additionally, remember, mods do not hit their max effectiveness until they are Chaos 8 or higher, which means, for example, if you have, say, defense rate on your relic and it's a Chaos 2 relic and you got a 10 out of 10 defense rate on it, you're not getting the speed cap of the defense. You just can't, because it requires being 10 out of 10 Chaos 8 or higher of that defense rate mod. Now, I know it's, collecting mods is the collector's aspect of the game. Well, before you get to that point, the grind aspect of the game is collecting shards. Not only do you want shards, but you're going to need a lot of them. Like everybody knows about destruction. It's a Chaos 1 shard. However, you need 11 of these just to guild on one individual defense. So in all reality, if you're playing Dungeon Defenders 2 and you want to set up lots of different defenses and lots of different heroes, saying you could end up needing 100 plus destruction shards is extremely, extremely realistic for someone who wants to do multiple things. So it is all about the shard grind, and this is the portion of the game that a lot of people never get past, or they get like one good shard set up, and then they can do one specific defense, and they have to move that setup around to different defenses to be able to use different things. Now, with that in mind, there are 3 shards that the entire game is built off of. These 3 shards, I probably said it like, 15,000 times over the last many years. It's all about destruction, deadly strikes, and defense rate. These 3 shards conveniently are also rewards from the new player quest line, and one of the reasons, if you're a brand new player, it is super important to get that done. Now, I've got these listed out here in the order of importance, in my personal opinion. The most important shard in the game is, without question, defense rate. We talked about the defense rate mod. A defense rate shard is what's going to get you there. If you get one gilded, it's going to cap out any defense in the game. If you don't have one gilded, that plus any quality of defense rate mod at any level will cap out any defense in the game. Now, of course, if you're a brand new player, you're not going to have these things, and defense rate is just where you start. In fact, I say this all the time, and I don't really encourage people to buy shards, but if you're just starting the game and you want your experience to be completely different, then buy a defense rate shard. Just buy one, slap it on whatever defense you're using in that area, You can do this just coming into the game. 1,000 defender medals or 250 gems. You can be brand new, have never played one single map, and you're going to be able to buy a defense rate shard. And it is the most impactful shard you could possibly get out of all of the shards available. Now, that's one of the reasons it is part of that new player quest line, is it is such a powerful, powerful addition to any setup that Chromatic felt it was important to give players one to get things started. Now, after that, we talked about destruction. Everybody knows about destruction. Increases defense power of the affected tower. There is really no damaging defense build in the game that is not going to use this shard at any level, really. Once you get higher up, you're going to be stacking destruction and mass destruction. However, destruction is available early. As you see, it is a Chaos 1 shard, and it is a raw power gain. So there's just nothing wrong with that. Now, defense rate, although it is more powerful than destruction, it doesn't drop until Chaos 4. So if you're a brand new player, doing the new player quest line or buying one is the only way you're going to get these. You're not going to get one to drop because you're not in Chaos 4 difficulty yet. And then bringing up the rear is Deadly Strikes. Increases the defense range of the tower. Of course, with larger range, you're hitting it multiple times, which means Deadly Strikes is also just a raw power gain. You can pop a Deadly Strikes on and a lot of times have a defense hit an enemy 4 or 5 times where it would normally only hit that enemy 2 or 3 times without the Deadly Strikes. So the power trio or trifecta of shard hotness in Dungeon Defenders 2 as a brand new player is without question defense rate, destruction, and Deadly Strikes. Using these 3 shards, you will without question get through to Chaos 8 difficulty. And there you can start thinking about mods. Now, of course, on your journey on the way up, you want to use these 3 shards, but then any mod that has any positive effect whatsoever is going to just be gravy on top. So these 3 shards plus any mob with any positive effects to get you through up until Chaos 8. Chaos 8 is a great place to start grinding. You're going to be able to maximize the value of any of your mods that you find then. And then, of course, getting mods re-rolled to 10 out of 10 or upgraded to Chaos 8 will be a big part of your experience from that point on. So don't ignore shards, y'all. Shards are the building blocks of the game. Without shards, nothing else matters. Nothing else matters at all. So get your shards dialed in. Don't worry about your mods if you're a brand new player or a player that is returning from many, many years ago. Shards first, mods second. But happy holidays, y'all. That will get it for this one. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time around. Take it easy.